Netanyahu affirmed that Israeli forces would enter Rafah and eradicate the Hamas battalions there.
In an effort to deliver substantial humanitarian aid to Gaza by sea, the U.S. and its allies are scrambling to assemble an intricate system.
Nearly 2 months after President Joe Biden gave the directive, U.S. Army and Navy troops are constructing a large floating platforms.
Haiti's newly established Transitional Council has made a surprising choice by selecting a relatively unknown former sports minister, Fritz Belizaire. New details have emerged a day after police reported that 4 law enforcement officers were killed and 4 others were wounded in a shooting in Charlotte, North Carolina, while attempting to serve a warrant on Monday afternoon.
The opinions expressed on this program are those of the host or guest and should not be interpreted as statement of fact. Independent fact-checking and corrections are encouraged.
Can we get a cup of coffee in here, please?
Damn good coffee and hot.
My dog is your mind's best friend.
Wake up, America. You've got a dog that needs walking. That's right, sunshine. Just put on a big pot of strong coffee and get ready to type your little hate mail with your opinions about kumbaya and flat earth insanity. Stand-up comedy? You want stand-up comedy? Well, we've got sit-down comedy. It's time for Coffee with a Dog. You make me laugh.
Like, ow. Have a little ow. Because that I have not so much now. We'll get to it after that. Good morning, folks. It is Thursday. I guess your second favorite weekday of the weekday. That's a weekday. So anyway, the hate mail stuff. We have no guest today. It is Witness Protection Day. We're protecting our witnesses. Tomorrow, Michael Hilliard will be with us. Other than that, I don't really have a lot. There's not a lot going on. You know what? I'm really, not because it matters. I am upset, though, that the Trump trial is not televised. It would be great entertainment, and I don't know why it's not. Like, what are they? Why not? That's the. We had OJ on every friggin' day for like a year. It was pretty entertaining. But I mean, that was a murder trial. This is not a murder trial. This is a thing about campaign funds and porn stars, and I think America wants to hear about that kind of stuff. It certainly would be entertaining. Listen, it would be good for ratings. It would be good for business. I don't know. Maybe some people wouldn't be working. They'd be watching TV at work. But we have the not safe for work tag now. Actually, all the episodes, if I remember, will start with NSFW, just for the people who are just not bright enough to go with, I need headphones for this right from the start. It's a little reminder. Put your headphones on if you're at work and you're goofing off and you're listening to this program. What the hell kind of life do you have? If you're sitting in a cubicle, I'm sorry. I love you folks. I need you. Please come back. But really, what's going on? What the hell's going on? You go to a cubicle every day, or let's say you're not a cubicle, but you got an office. Look at you. You got an office. And then so you're that successful that you got an office. But then in your office, you goof off, and you listen to this program, I'm sorry, especially on a day like today. I think I love you being here, and I'm not saying change the channel, but I would, especially today. There's not much going on now. I'm interested. Uh, National Geographic, another one of these popular mechanics type publications that just seemed we weren't making enough money showing jungle titties. Jungle titties. I'm going to hell. I'm already there. We weren't making enough money showing, like Popular Mechanics wasn't making enough showing how to change your oil. So they became UFO and Flat Earth conspiracy publication. National Geographic. It's kind of like a weird Reader's Digest now. No more jungle titties. But so here's the lead, one of the lead stories. At least this was fed to my Apple News app. And of course, I'm interested in this. Here's when people think old age begins, according to a study. Now, what people think old age begins and where old age actually begins are probably two different things. And part of the problem is they asked a bunch of fucking old people. If you ask me, like I'm going to be 65 in just a couple of months here. If you ask me when old age begins, I would say 95. That's when it begins. I'm hopeful. But if the truth is, it started like 20 years ago, 15 years ago, something like that. I think when I turned 50, let's just put it at 50. But surprisingly, a lot of people are saying old age. Now, but keep in mind, they're asking people my age that old age starts at 75. Now, old age is almost done at 75. Before I go on, I have to remember to say some condolences for a friend who is my age who passed yesterday. A lot of people my age passing. Uh, Everybody who's my age is dying. And oh well, old age doesn't start until 10 years after you die. Anna Rapone, who was a lovely, lovely person. Here, let me tell you a little bit about Anna. She passed yesterday, and may she rest in peace. Anna was one of the cool people in high school, and I wasn't. And Anna had a locker next to mine, and she always treated me like I was one of the cool people, even though I wasn't one of the cool people. She treated me like I belonged when none of the other cool people did. So she was a very, very sweet person. I was friends with her husband, who worked with me when we were young. I was a delivery driver for one summer for Sears appliance and furniture delivery. We were delivering refrigerators and couches and all that kind of stuff. And her husband was my helper for a while. And I remember clearly, and this stuck with me for 40 years now, that every day when I would pick him up, he would say the same thing. I can't wait till I get back home to see my wife again. And that, to me, as a young man, that struck me because the idea of wanting to get home to see your wife again was a foreign concept in my view. Like, why would you want to be in a rush to see your wife? I don't get it. Now, I understand the three gentlemen who are in the dog pound here, the panel that we have every morning, are share that experience. But they're older. They're not 22-year-old kids or 23-year-old kids. To me, it was just a very weird, but that's how much he loved his wife. Now, John passed away many years ago. I don't want to get into that whole how that happened, but it was not a pretty thing. And she never remarried, and she passed away yesterday. I didn't even know she was sick. Apparently, she had cancer. But rest in peace, Anna. She was, really good person. But you know what? Her husband testified daily to how much he loved her, and that I think that is probably the best legacy anybody could have is, having somebody testify on a daily basis how much they love you. Cool stuff. Anyway, enough of that jibber jabber stuff. Let's people who do, they can't wait to get back home today to see their wife. Here's one guy right now, Stephen, the sitcom Ortiz. Here's another guy who likes to point at his cup, but then can't wait to get home to see his wife. And another guy
Good morning, America. MindDogTV.com. Get your mom something special for Mother's Day. Order your Mind Dog Mother's Day merchandise today. Or check out some of our sponsors for more options. Use promo code for 100% off. MindDogTV.com. Enjoy the suffering.
We do have a new Mother's Day T-shirt selection in this store. Thank you for reminding me of that. You know what? I rely on you guys to give me something to work with, and I get nothing. I'm really upset.
Did you check your email? No. Unless you saw it and said there was nothing to work with.
Yeah, I got. I still got our food thing, and I got something else we can do as well.
Did you not receive my food thing?
Which
yeah, I got
okay. With Gmail? Because I don't see anything in my regular email.
Well, I sent one to Gmail, but that was yesterday because I was sharing a video.
I have everything in a presentation. That's all.
Well, if you want to get my attention in email, put in the subject line, "I hate you, fucking die," and then I will open it up because I know it's important.
I would never say that ever.
I say it all the time. I just didn't know you want me to say it out loud so that others could hear it.
Well, the only thing that gets my attention, really. No, I didn't get any emails from you. Did I?
Well, it was a group thing because
it was sent at hold on, I got it right here. It was sent at 8:25 a.m.
Is it about Mother's Day?
Yes.
Yeah.
I didn't even know. Is Mother's Day this weekend, by the way?
No, but it's damn close. It's the weekend after this weekend.
All right. That's
close enough that I need to go shopping. I swear to God.
Well, that's what Mind TV, whatever the / merch, whatever. I don't even know the URL anymore.
So, Steven, I already asked Ron this in private. I'll ask you this in public, though.
Right.
Do you buy your wife Mother's Day gift from you, or are they from the kids? Because she's technically not your mother.
I do both as appreciation of being the mother of my kids, and then as well as from the kids. So I do both.
I got the email. It's in my junk. I don't know why.
Hey.
Whoa.
First of all, that's not where I sent it. That's not even. No, you didn't have to put that out there. No.
Yeah, we have wives, bro. We have wives. We don't want to what your junk.
I'm a little weirded out because most of the time it's G.D. Fenderson. When I said that it's G.D. Fenderson, it come back as Glenn Fenderson.
Glenn, I know.
I was like, maybe that's why I went to. It's in my junk.
I know Glenn and GD. Neither one of them wants to be in your junk. Okay, I know both of them very well.
I don't know. It sounds like Glenn might.
Intimately. I know them intimately. Matter of fact, I know their junk. They don't want to be in yours.
I like this idea. I would like to put this in the store. I don't think this is high res enough, though.
It's not. It's not. That's what the note says. See, I don't have a high res version of that head.
Little low res sissy, you.
Excuse me. I only have what I have to work with. That's what you sent me a long time ago, and I asked for a logo so I could kind of promote. That's what you sent me. You sent me low res sissy stuff. Okay.
Oh.
That's all I got.
You saying it's my fault?
No, I didn't say that. I'm saying that's what you sent me.
Low res sissy.
That's right.
That could be a t-shirt too. I swear to God.
Say sissy anymore, right? You're not.
You can say sissy. I know people with that. I know people who have that name. What am I supposed to call her?
That's the S word.
I don't know.
Wait, name? You say that's an N word? Wait.
I know. Yeah, I know. I know several girls or young ladies, or actually women now. Okay, old goats because they're my age, but their names are Sissy. They were all called Sissy. I know a couple of guys called Sissy also, but
my aunt's name was Aunt Sissy.
Leave their home seems like they're forever in the doghouse. Well, let me just say, I think I leave home less often than these guys do. I mean, I do feel like I'm a slave to the algorithm. It's like I'm trying to work on several different platforms, get numbers to increase everywhere I go. Like YouTube, U42, Rumble, Dogpile. I mean, you talk all these friggin' websites that we are on. Like we get 4 views on some of these websites, and I'm there trying to appease those 4 people until
Now,
midnight or later every day.
Well, I mean, pretty much all of us outside of like working on the show work at night. So, Michael, comedy is at night.
Now, here we have a guy in a wheelchair is calling you out for a fight, and you're pussying out, you sissy.
My ground game is on point. Let's go.
You sissy. I'm going to call everybody a sissy today.
I can feel it. I feel it coming.
I don't understand. Who's he picking a fight with? I just thought he was talking about working at night.
I thought he threw a little insult in the end there. It sounded like he would
bring it on, Michael. You think because I can't stand up for myself, you can just be a jerk?
Fighting words like, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I woke up on the wrong side of the bed, or maybe I didn't wake up on a bed.
It's the Irish German in me. I'm super violent. It's okay.
Yeah, no,
or super drunk.
Both usually.
Super drunk and then get violent.
Yes.
What do you think about this old age thing? Does old age start? If old age starts at 75, how come so many of my friends are dead at 65?
All the drugs that you guys did in your 30s.
You didn't take care of yourself.
We chased the bug man, definitely.
There was a news.
You guys played in pesticides.
There's a news story. I think it's in Popular Mechanics that was talking about a blood pressure medication that apparently slows down aging in animals. I was going to do this story on Critical Joke Theory, but I have too many stories, so I can just talk about this one now.
There was a story yesterday about anti-aging medicine works. Actually works, but what does that mean? So it defies time. I mean, it doesn't stop time from passing. You're still aging. Maybe your skin doesn't get all like paper mache or whatever.
Isn't that cute? Look at the picture. Ron sat there and had that picture made just for you. He got up so you could see it. Yeah. He got up so that you could see it.
What I'm noticing with AI, and this is like a epidemic thing with every AI engine out there, is that it will mess up things like fingers and legs. Like people 6 fingers or 4 fingers on every hand. Some people have 3 legs, 4 legs.
Extra hands and limbs. Yeah.
What is it about AI that it can do all these magical things with an image? You just tell it, I want to see a cat flying a spaceship around Saturn or anything. The cat will have 6 fingers.
That's because a lot of what AI does, it learns from the things it's gathered. So like if it's learning how to make hands from Tom and Jerry, they know 4 fingers is all we need. It saves money. Now, and of course, then sometimes it tries to overcorrect and gives us 6 fingers.
Maybe it's just trying to appease us and make us feel comfortable. Like, oh, it doesn't know how to make us yet, but in reality, it's planning our downfall.
Or maybe it's in trying to improve us, saying, look how well you plays guitar with 5 fingers. If he had 6, wow, 1 for each string. Ooh.
Well, my wife said the same thing to me yesterday. So
it's just, I don't
how
know
much better you'd be if you had 6 fingers.
Or address the issues with AI that, and here's another thing about AI that, because this morning, I always preview the news when it first comes in the morning, Alan Edwards, and I'm not sure Alan's not AI. This morning I was listening to it, I was like, all these people, all the reporters, Alan Eckerson report, I mean, are they real people? Have we ever met them? Can we get Alan, come by the studio one day? Let me see that you're a real person. Or just pop in the window and let's see your face.
Some of these people don't want to be seen. They could just very well be very hideous, and they don't want to be seen.
Well, I did have one guest who is a comedian historian, and he wanted to come on. Jackie recommended him. And so I sent him all the stuff, and then he chickened out. And I was like, Jackie, why is this guy chickened out? He said, he's really, really cross-eyed. He doesn't want to. He would come on and just like nobody would be able to focus on anything other than like one eye's going that way and the other guy. I don't know.
You can wear dark glasses. If that's
right.
the case,
just do the audio version. We could just like Ron had that little icon up there this morning. Whatever. You could do it just with. I think I've done a few like that where I've just had voices on there. I think one of the FBI guys, a CIA guy, or something like that, a couple of years ago, he didn't want to show his face. Witness protection thing. They could just do one of these. Yeah. I'm Unabomber or whatever. That kind of thing. Anyway, I lost my.
Have any of you ever seen this comic book? I know you have, Ron, because you know where I stole it from.
What is it? Race.
The Nestleverse, right?
Nestleverse.
Okay.
I'm not.
The artwork, this is pretty decent. I mean, I haven't actually read the words yet. I was just checking out the art today. I've only had it in my possession for a month. I'm just getting around to cleaning off my desk.
What is who does it?
It's independent, I think. It's an independent artist. I was trying to get a hold of them, so I could interview them or whatever. But I'm trying to get there's no real contacts in here for them, unless you want to. Oh, there it is. There is not. That is not where I would put that. What the fuck? That's so stupid. Who would look there? Never mind.
Yeah.
But it took when I brought it home like a month ago, but then I started calling receipts on it, and then this morning I got rid of all of my receipts, put them in the computer, filed them away, and this is at the bottom of the pile of receipts.
At the bottom of the pile.
Pile of receipts. Yep. So it's been there since April.
About me in life, I'm at the bottom of the pile. I don't know. I'm not the best of moods today. The sun has gone away, and now I'm a little dreary minded. In the New Yorker today, well, what was the thing I tuned? Oh, people in urban areas, rich people are building panic rooms. Like never before, like panic rooms like never before. That's the headline. I can't find it on the site. I'm interested in this. You guys have a panic room? And what the hell is a panic room?
I call it the refrigerator. That's where we keep the liquor.
Oh, that's where we keep the white weed. Oh, that's
yeah. My wife and I have a panic room. It's every time I take her to the bedroom, she panics.
Do you illuminate? Ron, you're the smart guy here. Well, smarter.
Oh, okay, Matt. All right. I'm crippled. I'm not retarded. There is a difference.
No, but do you know what it's for? Can you explain to me exactly what the panic room is?
Well, panic rooms are for Richie riches, and they're supposed to be safe rooms inside your house. So you can't get them. If you got a few $1,000s around, you could probably get one. The movie is really good with Jodie Foster. That's a good movie.
There's a movie called Panic Room?
Yep. Yes. And it's got Dwight Yoakam in it as well. And it's actually pretty good. It's a dark movie. Somebody takes a sledgehammer to the face. That's pretty cool.
Nice.
But what do you do in the panic room? You just go in there and panic?
The panic room?
And scream, and then...
You just run to it's basically for when someone breaks in, or if you're in danger, you can go hide out. Usually it has food and maybe some defense tools like weapons, like guns or knives or whatever, and usually cameras and monitors so you can see everything, and then of course a way to call out for cops or whatever.
See, you might as well be in your living room. If somebody breaks into your house, you can't lock yourself in. You're not going to be safe in a room. Eventually they're going to get in, unless you call 911.
Usually safe rooms have like fireproof, bulletproof doors and like extra thick walls, and it's meant for kind of everything. It's what they're supposed to be for.
So then Ron is wrong. You can't get it for a few $1,000s if you got all.
Well, yeah, you can. You can get a cheap one for a few $1,000s.
Yeah, I mean, you can get a concrete room for them to drop in your backyard and bury for like $5-6 grand. Well, it's a bomb shelter, but it's
right. Well, so apparently people are building panic rooms more.
If they weren't such pretentious pricks, they wouldn't need them.
That's true.
Quit living in nice neighborhoods, dicks.
I just, my wife is a bit of a what do they call those preppers?
Doomsday prepper.
Yeah.
Now, did that start once she met you and got to know what you were like, or was she always one?
I think it's because she's very religious, and she definitely believes that Armageddon is coming, and we're gonna have to deal without society stuff. So we need enough food and water for a year. And then what happens after a year? Then we're in the same shit boat that everybody else is in.
Yeah, but by that time they would have killed themselves off or eaten each other, so that they would have thinned the herd.
I'm not sure the apocalypse is a zombie apocalypse.
No, but people turn. Once people get desperate, they turn to desperate things. I mean, like my wife, married me. She was down. The selection of men. The selection of men were like, she could have married somebody in Maine, but why?
My wife likes it. My wife likes the deal. She got me half off.
Does that mean she starts stroking you and then she stops midway?
Yeah. Oh no, she completes.
Well, why'd you say she gets you half off? That doesn't even make sense.
Oh, well, okay, that's fair. That's fair.
I'm just asking. That's what you said. I'm just asking you.
No, I was 50% off because I'm only half of me works.
But you said she got you half off.
But
that's fair. That's fair.
She got him at the Michael Jackson sale. Boy can't half off. So looking for that story anyway about the panic rooms on New Yorker, I found the scholar of comedy, Jerry Seinfeld, an article on the New Yorker. And it turns out...
What's all this about panic rooms?
What's the panic room? It turns out the entire article is a paragraph. And related articles. This is, I mean, this has got to be just the ultimate clickbait. The scholar of comedy, Jerry Seinfeld, his theory of comedy and all this stuff. And then you get a paragraph then just talking about the Curb Your Enthusiasm. Really is what it's talking about. It's ridiculous. But then it goes, you might also like, if you like the Jerry Seinfeld paragraph, you might
if
also
you like the Jerry Seinfeld sex tape, click here.
Behind her diary.
I'm about to come.
Or a 31-year-old who still goes on spring break. These are what you might like if you like that paragraph about Seinfeld.
If you like Jerry Springer, you might like people that are too old to be going to like Panama City for spring break.
How the greatest American actor lost his way. We don't even know who that is, but it's definitely clickbait.
Watch it be Rob Riggle.
What do you think it is?
I think it's Rob Schneider. Isn't that his name? Rob Schneider.
Rob Schneider. Maybe David Spade.
No, yeah. Marlon Brando.
Are they really?
That makes sense. Marlon Brando.
Well, that's who I thought he meant at first, but I didn't think he actually lost his way. I thought he deliberately went that way.
It sounds. I'm pretty sure he was somebody who had his own way.
He was non grata for a while there in Hollywood.
That doesn't mean he lost his way. I mean, if he said, this is the path I'm going to take, I know it's going to cost me friends and work, but fuck him. That's not lost. That's just...
What fuck him? Stop.
Mike says he has a gun room, not a panic room.
Sounds like you run to that room if you panic.
Probably most of those panic rooms have at least one gun in them, right? Or no, maybe you don't want that because... somebody might use it on themselves I don't know.
Well, I think you'd want one in there, so you may have to use it on yourself because if everything gets destroyed, what are you going to do?
Yeah, it's long the days of the cyanide cap in your ring that you kept just in case they got you and wanted you to confess or
my mom had a ring like that. It had poison in it. It was the poison was actually from a plant from Africa. It was like a ground up powder that my cousin brought back with her from Africa. And she gave the ring to my mother. I don't know if that's what killed my father or not, or my stepfather. I mean, my father supposedly cancer, and my stepfather was suicide. But Only thing I know is that by the time after my stepfather died, I checked out my mother's ring and it was empty. The powder was gone.
Wow.
So would that make your mom the Black Widow?
No, she was very light skinned.
She
would be like a red bone.
A mocha widow.
No, red bone. That's what in my community. That's what we call women that were that light. They called them
Was she a spy, or did she get that ring from the back of the comic book?
No, she got that. You mean my cousin? She got it from Africa.
No, your mother with the
No, she got the ring from my cousin who got it from Africa.
I thought she just.
Why is Africa selling cyanide?
Powder, but your mom had the ring.
It's not. It wasn't cyanide. It was a powder that was made from a plant that she won't tell us what the plant is.
Right, but it came in the ring, like they.
No, she put it in the ring for my mom and gave the ring to my mom.
So was your cousin spy? Where'd she get this ring? I mean, the ring. It's not like every. It's not like you go walk into a jewelry store and say, "I want one of them."
She got the ring from Africa. I do not know if they have jewelry stores in Africa. I don't know. Maybe there's like a little witch doctor that makes rings and puts powder in them. I don't know.
I think.
I didn't ask my cousin, and something. I will ask her. You should ask her. She lives in New York. Why don't you drive by her house? She hates to drink. She hates to drink alone.
You were supposed to get us a sex toy shop on the show. Phone call.
When was I supposed to do that?
Your own cousin, you got to have her on speed dial, right?
I don't have her on speed dial because she's in my phone somewhere.
Well, this is going nowhere.
I didn't expect it to. I was just talking about the ring, and you trying to.
Well, it's your show. I mean, guys, you can run a good show.
Oh, now it's my show. When shit hits the fan, it's my show.
That's right.
Exactly.
It's Ron, take it away. Your own show. Go ahead.
Go, Ron. Go ahead, HR.
All right, everybody. We're going to talk about foods that have pissed us off now because we were talking about this last week, and I'm tired of sitting on it. So
Me too.
Let's do it, yo. I need some music, though. I think I'm going to need some music.
Dude, I'm not putting on it.
Let me find something here. I would just use...
We'll let GD do it. He's better equipped for beatboxing.
I could also do ham boning.
There we go.
That not on camera.
What do you need? Music? You need music?
I put some music on. Just that.
I do play at Mean Spoons though.
Yeah, no one plays the spoons anymore.
I do. I do.
That is the essential part of his comedy act. It's like that's the big finish.
It's true. I get up there, I play the spoons, I scream the N-word, and I get off stage.
Real quick.
Really quick.
Well, StreamYard's not recognizing PowerPoint, so I don't know what's going on here.
Why? Oh, you have to have the slides in. I can get GD's good with them.
Here we go. I got it. It finally popped up. Here we go.
Welcome to Old People Using Technology with your host, Ron Kane.
I resemble that.
Welcome to bad interface with StreamYard.
Open that mouth.
Yeah, so can you guys see that?
Yeah.
No, I can't see that. Open that mouth.
Yeah. So this was Steven's one of Steven's choices. Go ahead, Steven. Tell us what pisses you off about Capri Suns now.
Man, so I remember having Capri Sun as a kid, and it was a highlight. It was, you know, they'd pass out the Capri Suns, and as a parent, I was really excited to, share the love with my kids and have them try Capri Sun. And they all just taste like chemicals and ass now. They are, the juice is obviously, it's not real fruit juice. There's nothing in there that tastes good. And yeah, they changed something, and it just tastes like ass. It's awful.
Do we have an ingredients listing? Is there actually any juice in it?
Probably not.
There are like two different types of Capri Suns. Like you can get now made with real fruit juice, or you just get
which
the
is
garbage.
2% juice.
Yeah, something like that. Or it's just made from the leavings of fruit, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know what they changed exactly, but from maybe it's just, and it's not just my taste buds. My wife says the same thing. Even the neighbors Neighbors say the same thing. They just taste so bad.
Sometimes
now.
they go. Sometimes you can taste the difference if they go from sugar to fructose, high fructose corn syrup.
It's something, man. But it's really bad.
I can tell the difference right away between sugar and high fructose corn syrup. So I don't even.
Yeah, because they do different things to you.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even buy shit with high fructose corn
Diabetes.
syrup anymore.
Yeah. So that was Steven's first choice. Let's go into this. Can you see that? Or is it even moving?
It hasn't moved yet.
You haven't changed the slide.
Yeah, this StreamYard is fucking terrible.
Oh, it's StreamYard's fault.
Yeah, I'm hitting display and it's not displaying properly.
Go ahead. See now. What I do with critical joke theory don't look so fucking easy now, does it?
Now maybe if their interface was actually user friendly and it would actually do it.
Do it live. Go ahead, Matt. Let's hear that mantra. Do it live.
We'll do it live. I don't know. It seems like there's a lot of excuse making and sissy-ishness going on here.
I'm just saying. All I'm saying is now critical joke theory. When I do it live, don't look so fucking easy now, does it?
No, it doesn't.
Looks easy to me.
I would just put them.
Hey, there we go.
Briars. That looked like nut spew. What? What was that Briars that we just passed?
We'll get
this
to
was
it.
supposed to be second. Briars was supposed
that's
to be third.
This is second. Briars is
this is second. Briars is third.
Yeah, is this your first time on a show, guys?
Is your mouth wet? And we have a volcano in the back. Vault is the product.
I use this image because this is one of Steven's submissions, and it's supposed to be a sports drink, and Vault's been around here. Is Vault still around, Steve?
Vault is not around anymore that I know of.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if it was.
But it was launched when I was maybe 10 or 11 years old. It was introduced as kind of as a competitor to Mountain Dew. But it had so much caffeine and sugar in it that they changed it to an energy beverage and called it it was basically an energy soda. And it was probably my favorite thing. It's probably why I'm short and fat now, but it was great. And then they discontinued it.
Yeah,
I really thought I saw some of that in the store where I shop.
Did it taste like Mountain Dew?
It looks like it's still around. Maybe they stopped selling it in Indiana. Because they know that so it's just filled with like clan members.
Yeah, or maybe because you're in a wheelchair, you don't see where it is. It's on a higher shelf now.
That's probably it.
Because the supermarket where I shop, I won't mention by name, it's on the top shelf.
This continued 13 years ago, so maybe we're just seeing 13-year-old product on the shelves.
Well, with that much caffeine,
it's possible. But this drink, it tasted a lot like Mountain Dew. Just sweeter, and it was it would give you a crazy caffeine buzz for about 45 minutes. Probably why they discontinued it. You'd get that like that Adderall cocaine feeling after you drank a full one. You're wired, you're kind of shaky, your nose starts running a little bit, and
I've never done that at all.
Me neither.
I was about to say, how do you know about the Adderall cocaine thing? I mean,
listen, man, I wasn't always making good decisions in life. All right.
Is that what put you in the wheelchair? I'm just teasing. I know.
No, it was my mom used to beat me with hangers, and then I was born, and she switched to belts.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Nice. All right, let's move on to the next one. And here we go.
All right, now this is bowl.
Holy shit.
Okay, this is all making me uncomfortable and upset.
Yeah, this is really disturbing.
This is GD's pick.
Marketing, by the way.
The Butter Pecan Ice Cream by Briars. Take it away, GD.
Oh, Jesus. First of all, it never looked like that when I was a kid. But, okay, butter pecan and butter almond. But they were, when I was in high school, I to celebrate the end of the week, which was Friday for us. I don't know about where you guys grew up, but where I went to school, Friday was the last day of the school week. And after school, I'd buy a half a gallon of Breyers butter almond or butter pecan ice cream. And back then, you'd have like real chunks, real chunks of almond and real chunks of pecan. And then when you got into the ice cream itself, you saw chunks of butter, like little squares, like some of them were like a centimeter square, chunks of butter. You could see that in there. And I don't know when it changed, but it just got really bad.
Yeah.
It went from chunks of nut to like slivers and ground nut and like nut powder. And then there was like no longer butter chunks, and there was just like moments of silence. It was like all Oreo.
Nut powder was my nickname in high school.
Yeah, so it went from the good ingredients to like little shredded nuts and Oleo. It's just.
Well, I'd like to say if we have anybody in Appalachia, you want to call in and correct GD on the pronunciation of
butter pecan.
Yeah, they probably just started using cheaper ingredients, so that's why it got worse and worse and worse.
Well, not just cheaper ingredients. It's like they just used less ingredients. Like I said, they went from chunks of pecan and chunks of almond to just little slithers, at first it looks like somebody dropped ants or fly wings in the ice cream, but no, that was supposed to be the flavoring for the nuts.
Nut flavoring.
But if you wait, can we just stay on that picture one? The color of the ice cream that he's eating is very different, even from the color of the ice cream on the picture of the box, which is very weird. But what the fuck is wrong with this guy's neck? And it looks like he's dripping ice cream out of his nose down his chin onto what he's going to eat.
So I made these pictures with AI, obviously, some of them, and like this one here, like the prompt that I put in was, a guy showering in ice cream, and this is what it came.
This is showering in ice cream?
Who wears a collar like that while they're taking a shower? That sounds like, I'm sorry, this looks more like auto asphyxiation over butter pecan.
Yeah.
It was GD's choice, so this is what he was.
No. My choice was the ice cream, not the graphics. Don't put that shit on me. That's from the sick ass mind of Ron Kane.
This looks like it came from one of your videos, GD, is what it looks like. And
because if it was my video, it would be my face. I'm not going.
You and Dolly are watching it.
And unfortunately, the guy has a mustache that looks like it could be mine. So people might, if they're just tuning in, might think, "What the fuck is he doing?"
And I'm trying to figure out what's going on with that thing under his lip. Is that a piece of nut that just got stuck there? Is that a mole?
It's a tumor.
It's one of those big
tumor.
nuts.
It's a tumor.
We can move on from this gross thing. But there's something wrong with his neck. I mean, nobody has a neck like that.
No. I'm sorry. I think this is what Ron looks like when he shaves his beard off. That's why he keeps it. I think that's.
Ron, the selfie he took.
Yeah, I think that's the selfie Ron took like 10, 15 years ago before he started growing the beard.
This AI's not getting it right. Wife, get the collar.
I got this picture right from the critical joke theory folder, so I don't know.
Oh, that makes sense. I knew it.
Again, because I don't have anything with collars on the neck in any of my stuff. That was pronunciation.
All right, moving on. Just let loose. These are the 3D Doritos. This is one of Steven's picks as well. Go ahead, Steven.
Yeah, so when these originally came out, they had this really cool packaging, which made it perfect for throwing in your backpack, driving in the car, whatever. You could play video games, play on the computer. You didn't have to get your hands messy. And they tasted very much like regular Doritos, just puffed up. And they just recently brought them back, and I don't know what's different yet. I haven't looked at the ingredients list, but they almost have like the consistency now of what are those little bugles?
Okay.
The question, and I'm sure that probably AI again. But why a guy is on the bowl doing VR while contemplating Doritos?
Well, that was the thing. You could eat these even if you were on the toilet because you didn't have to touch them with your hand.
I would never eat anything on the toilet. It has nothing to do with the hands. It's the fact
out
that
with the old in with the new, man.
there's a time. There's a time for in and there's a time for out, and clearly, on the bowl is a time for out.
Okay, let me explain.
He has a high metabolism.
I'm going to explain this to you like I explained it to my little girl, and then she stopped taking food into the bathroom. The reason why we can smell things is not because it's not because it's air. We are actually smelling particles of that. So when you smell shit, there are little tiny particles of shit that are small enough and light enough to float into the air, and that's what's going in your nose. Okay, so if you're in the bathroom and you can smell your shit and taste, it's because that is actual shit.
Did you get that information from Popular Mechanics?
I got it from Popular School back when we were kids.
They taught that in school?
Yes, only they didn't use shit. They used food. They used food and soda, and we realized that also works with shit and piss.
Yeah, and if you hold out your tongue, you can feel the particles hit your tongue.
Well, I don't hold my tongue out in the bathroom to find that one out, but thank you, Ron.
Out in the toilet with my mouth open wide.
So that's why you don't want to take food into the bathroom with you, because there's
they used to even.
Well, I don't think that really plays into it, because if you're getting the particles anyway.
But I'm saying it, but now you're getting more particles. Because not only they're going in your nose, it's not only just going in your nose, but now it's landing on your food, and you're eating it and smelling it.
Listen, I'm on your side about not taking food into the, but your logic for it doesn't. It's just there's a time for in, a time for in, a time for out, a time to take a shit, a time to eat Doritos.
I'm not surprised the taste changed, though, because like 15, 20 years ago, they changed the recipe for Doritos. And
it was after the Jay Leno sponsorship, right? You crunch all you want, or make all you want, or we'll crunch more, or something. Crunch all you want, we'll make more.
Yeah, something like that. Let's see. Yeah. The next one here is from me. This is just Black Forest gummy bears. These used to.
You know why they're different? They're full of weed now, right?
Because of what?
They're full of weed.
No weed.
White weed. They're full of white weed. They're Black Forest. They should be White Forest gummy bears, and they're full of white weed. That's why they're different. You're getting stoned off your ass. These taste different. Yeah.
I think you're addicted to the white weed. I think that's what you're telling us. That's been coming up a lot.
I knew there was something more than weed in there.
Oh, yeah.
It's taking over his whole personality.
No, I love the white weed.
Yeah,
these gummy bears, personality to take over.
These gummy bears used to be good, but then they changed the recipe, and it just kind of tastes like not good. It doesn't even taste like Kool-Aid. You would think it would be something good, but I don't know what they did. I don't know if they did the high fructose corn syrup or stopped using it, but it does not taste good anymore.
Well,
they stopped using pectin and they started using street tar.
Have you tried Better Delta gummies? They're not gummy bears. It's square.
Now, Albanese is my favorite gummy bear now. They're good.
I didn't even know gummies existed before.
What the fuck is that?
You know those Chinese cuffs that people use for docking?
Handcuffs, tongue cuffs.
Yep. This is when I asked AI. It's like two people drinking Snapple tea together, and this is what it came up with.
What the fuck?
Wow. Okay, Ron, we really gonna have to talk to your AI people because they're some sick fucks.
What is happening here? My goodness.
Hey, that's how you're supposed to drink Snapple tea. You take the bottom of it and drink it like that.
I've been doing it wrong all these years.
Yeah.
I bet the Snapple facts get weird too.
Is that a marketing thing? New plastic bottle. First of all, glass is always better, right?
Yeah, glass is better.
Yeah, and that's the
I
thing.
wouldn't feature like the shittiest thing about this product, we're gonna put that right on the label as if it's a feature.
Yeah, back in 2017, they changed from a glass bottle to a plastic, and it changed the flavor of the tea. It's not as good anymore.
Yeah,
it's they all taste like plastic now. It is so bad, so bad.
Probably have a lot of plastic in our bodies now from all this stuff. At least
Microplastics are a huge thing. Yeah.
Everyone is 50% plastic now.
Well, and then if you're in Hollywood, up to 90%.
Well, whole thing with plastics. See, you guys, you youngins, you young fellers. There was a time when the world was not full of plastic. I remember
the smallpox and glass.
The movie The Graduate. Dustin Hoffman, he just graduated college, and he was trying to figure out what to do with his life. And his future father-in-law says, "One word, Benjamin: plastics. The future is plastics." And I mentioned that I used to work for a robotics company. They were building packaging machines, and they were using plastic on everything. And it opened my eyes. If you go to a local grocery store and notice how much plastic is on everything, like 90% of what is in a grocery store is not food products; it's the plastic packaging for those food products. So we're not slowing down on this at all. And the industries, all these industries depend on plastics. It's cheaper packaging and all that stuff. So they're gonna fight tooth and nail to keep plastics around. Meanwhile, to the point that we just made, I mean, we're all full of plastics, and it's not good. Everything tastes like shit. It tastes like plastic, and your body is full of plastic, and the oceans are full of plastic. And that's all I have to say. I'm feeling very plasticized. All right, move on.
Then the last one here, I believe.
Yes.
Shrinkage. And this is just
shrinkage doesn't taste the same as it used to taste.
No, this is just across the board because there's only like 2 or 3 companies now that control all the food, and I'm sure everyone here has noticed that everything is smaller packaging wise. Like
because they put the some of the Coke
and the food wise, it's terrible.
No, it's the Coke can liners that make your penis small. If your daddy's penis was 6 inches, your penis is gonna be 3 inches, and your son's penis is gonna be 1.5 inches. That's why.
I don't know where you're shopping for groceries, but it must be different.
They've been doing. The thing is, they started doing that. I noticed it back when I was a young guy, back in my 20s. When I think that's when I first started noticing it, because that's when I had kids to feed. When I was in my 20s, and that's when I noticed shrinkage, when they had the same price, but the amount of product was smaller, and even the package might be the same size, but they have less product in it.
They do that with chips a lot.
Yeah, that was the first place I noticed it, having to buy chips.
Let's kind of. I'm sorry to go here, but this is an AI image because look at the hand. How do you get and the foot there looks like it was like I don't know, some Marjorie Taylor Greene experiment.
Holy shit! Yeah.
But
does his toe have a camel toe?
Yep.
Oh my god! I figured it out. AI has diabetes because the extremities are the first things to get deformed. That's bad circulation. Bad circulation. They're gonna have to amputate the foot and hands.
AI images. It's just weird. I don't know.
They are weird. I think the culprit of this, though, you can thank Walmart for the shrinkage, because that's how Walmart got away with saying we have lower prices by making the packaging smaller. And so here we are.
All right. Well, my package has definitely gotten smaller.
Yeah, nothing makes my package smaller than Walmart. So.
Oh, we can take this out. Get rid of that. Look at that.
Well, the next one we can do is commercials that we hate and why.
Almost time to do the news at the top of the hour too.
That one because I don't watch commercials.
Well, that's why I didn't suggest it earlier, because I know you don't have a television, but I thought you still were bombarded with commercials.
Me, I'm very excluded.
But you're on social media enough that you still don't see commercials? Because I see ads all the fucking time.
I see ads, but I'm sure they're not ads for like what's on television ads.
But you can still hate them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Commercial ads that we hate. You know,
but the one I hate is that thing that you guys weren't even sure it was a real ad. It was that thing that looked like a big fat thing you stick in your ass and you stick your cock through the hole. And I don't know what
that was an ad. I thought that was your purchase.
No, that
was your Amazon card. I thought.
Because usually, that's the other thing. On your phone, they usually select the ads that they think you want to see on your phone. So they're like, "Oh, Matt, if you like the butt plug 3000, you'll love this."
No, that was on Twitter. That was a Twitter ad. Yeah, I don't know.
Twitter doesn't do that.
Yeah, well, Twitter, I think, is in a position where they can't afford to say no to any potential advertisers because everybody jumped ship a while back. So now I think you can buy advertising pretty cheap on Twitter. And I think if you have the blue check mark, which I'm never going to have,
right,
you can shut off ads. But
exactly why I got the blue check mark.
You got a blue check mark?
I don't have a blue check mark, and I just don't go on Twitter, so I don't see any of their ads.
Do you have a blue check mark? I haven't checked. Check to see your check. On Facebook, do you have a blue check mark?
Not on Facebook, no.
Oh.
Why don't you have one on Facebook, but you have one on Twitter, Steven?
I don't know. It's never. I never got around to it, I guess.
Oh, shut that fucking music off, you sissy.
Here's a round to it. You can have a round to it right here. This is I'll give you this. You can have this round to it.
Oh, thanks.
Remember those, Matt, when we were kids, they used to give people round to it. So that someone says, I haven't gotten a round to it. So here's a round to it. Now do it.
Yeah.
The last thing I wanted to say about the food, though, anyone listening, watching, if you have a food that pisses you off now that you no longer like, leave us a comment and let us know. Let us know.
Yeah, I definitely don't get enough hate mail. Send me everything else you hate besides me. And watch, no, everybody say, "Well, I got nothing. You're the only thing I fucking hate."
Yeah, never know.
There's this product called Voltaren. It's for joints and stuff. And at the end of the commercial,
Voltaren. Yeah.
At the end of the commercial, it says it improves muscle movement. Okay, but the commercial shows this guy putting it on his legs, and then he's pushing his grandfather or his father up a hill in a wheelchair so he can see the view from the top of the mountain. And I'm thinking, and then they say it improves joint movement. I'm saying, well, why not just put it on the old man's knees instead of pushing him up? Let him walk up the damn mountain. Get him out the wheelchair. Put the stuff on his legs. That's why I didn't.
Because the stuff doesn't make bad muscles move. It just makes good muscles move better.
It needs to stop saying it improves.
I agree. I bought it in thoughts that I was going to start a tap dancing, and I got nothing out of it. So,
well, you have a bad foot that keeps getting infected. You'll never tap dance with your which foot is it? Your left foot, your right foot?
It's my right one.
Your bad foot. See, your right foot is the wrong foot. It keeps getting infected. You'll never tap dance with that foot. Cut it off.
It's true. I asked them to, and they keep telling me no.
Is this the longest you've been not in a hospital?
Since he's been part of the show.
Yeah.
Since I've been part of the show, baby. No, I was really good up until like last month.
Wow.
It was the first hospital stay all year.
So and then you joined the show, and then you can't stay out the hospital.
Yeah.
Hey, but you know what though? I still showed up.
That's true.
Yeah, believe me. But if that were my choice, I'll say goodbye, show.
I mean, all I was doing is laying in bed on narcotics. So what better to do than hang out with the dog, right? Right?
Well, that's what you kind of have to be on narcotics that want to hang out with the dog. I know
you're not
I
wrong.
know my drug intake is increased
I do everything
greatly.
I can to get away from me. I possibly can, but so it's time for the news now. I know you guys don't listen to the news. You just kind of go and jerk off or whatever you do.
No, I'm aware that UCLA has police enrolling in their campus now.
There's live video of people on rooftops with guns and everything. Yeah.
Well,
police.
We talked a little bit about AI. Keep an ear open for this and see if all these people sound like they're fake, like they're AI people, and I think they might be. Take a listen here. Oh, see, that sounds good.
I don't hear anything.
New details have emerged a day after police reported that 4 law enforcement officers were killed and 4 others were wounded in a shooting in Charlotte, North Carolina, while attempting to serve a warrant on Monday afternoon.
When officers approached a house to arrest the suspect, they were immediately met with gunfire, and they returned fire, according to Jennings, who stated, "There's indication that the suspect saw them coming to the house prior to them getting to the front door." Liam White reporting.
Haiti's newly established transitional council has made a surprising choice by selecting a relatively unknown former sports minister, Fritz Belizaire, as the Caribbean nation's prime minister, tasked with the monumental challenge of attempting to establish a stable new government amidst stifling violence.
Belizaire gained the support of 4 out of 7 voting members on the 9-member panel, but with other panel members admitting they were unfamiliar with him, replacing the current interim Prime Minister Michel Patrick Boisvert in an unexpected move. Chris Anderson reporting.
In an effort to deliver substantial humanitarian aid to Gaza by sea, the U.S. and its allies are scrambling to assemble an intricate system.
Nearly 2 months after President Joe Biden gave the directive, U.S. Army and Navy troops are constructing a large floating platform several miles offshore from Gaza's coast, intended to serve as a launching point for deliveries. Benjamin Wright reporting.
Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu made it crystal clear that an invasion into Rafah, a city in southern Gaza, will proceed irrespective of any negotiations aimed at freeing hostages held captive by the terrorist group Hamas.
Netanyahu affirmed that Israeli forces would enter Rafah and eradicate the Hamas battalions there, adding that this plan would be executed with or without a deal in order to achieve total victory. However, Palestinians and the international community have continued to voice concerns that such a move would result in a catastrophic humanitarian crisis. Joseph Eckerson reporting.
This is the latest news headlines.
Weekly COVID-19 hospitalizations have hit their lowest level ever reported since the pandemic began, according to data from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention.
There were 5,615 COVID hospitalizations in the most recent week of available data. In comparison, there were over 150,000 weekly admissions at the peak of the Omicron variant circulating in early 2022. Kyle Norris reporting.
In a historic shift, the Drug Enforcement Administration supports recommending the reclassification of marijuana as a less dangerous drug, moving it from a Schedule I classification, alongside drugs like heroin and ecstasy, to a Schedule III drug like ketamine, steroids, and testosterone, sources stated.
A source confirmed that the Department of Justice will send its recommendation to the White House's Office of Management and Budget, which will review it, further solidifying a process that will then take several more months. Jessica Oakley reporting.
A teenager is dead, and a man has been arrested after driving a car into a home in East London before getting out and attacking members of the public with a sword, according to police.
The incident occurred at approximately 7 a.m. local time, when the Metropolitan Police in London were alerted to a serious incident taking place in Hainault, East London, involving reports of a vehicle being driven into a house in the Thurlow Gardens area, and multiple people being stabbed. Jim Kender reporting.
1 person died and 13 others were injured after a
Should have
sports
had a panic
utility
room.
vehicle crashed through the front glass wall of a thrift store in Las Cruces, New Mexico, authorities said.
First responders stated that 10 of the injured in Tuesday's crash were taken to hospitals for treatment, and a 67-year-old woman was critically injured and later died. The 69-year-old woman who was driving the SUV was not injured, according to Las Cruces police, who did not immediately release her name. Lawrence Keller reporting.
And that's the latest news headlines with Alan Edwards.
An epidemic of people driving into buildings.
I was gonna say, this is the third. This is like the third day in a row that we've had news of someone running into a building. Now, if they had a panic room, that sword attack would not have made any difference. I'm gonna throw that out there.
I'm not sure. Now, they said the teenager was dead, but they didn't say how the teenager died. Was he in the house when the car came crashing through? Was he in the car with the crazy guy? with the sword, or did the guy stab him with the sword? They didn't get. One teenager is dead after a guy crashed through a house, and then he whipped out a sword and went crazy. But they don't say how, how the teenager died or what his purpose, why he was even there. It's very. But do you think those voices sound AI, or is it just me?
No, they
I was
sound
just about to
AI.
say, I think today in particular, they sounded really AI. Like for example, when the foreign guys would talk, their syllables and their sound and their cadence kind of rolled together. When our guys talked, each word had to stop. You know what I'm saying? Like a computer. Like it was like Alan Anderson reporting. Like it was every word had to stop. It didn't roll like a real sentence, like a real person.
I
It was
always
weird.
thought it. I always thought it was AI from the beginning because it just always
Did
sounded
you?
robotic.
I didn't notice it until you guys said something, and then I listened, and as soon as it started, I was like, "This sounds like my British Siri guy." Kind of. Like,
Now they talked about Haiti, and the new, I guess their new prime minister, the one that just got selected by 4 of the 7 people, and the other 3 didn't and had never heard of this guy. And it was a so-called athlete that no one knew. I'm sorry, if you have a country like Haiti and shit is really hitting the fan, you need a face that everybody recognizes. First of all, a face that everybody's just going to love, so that even they're going to just want to listen to him.
Thank you. You want me to be president of Haiti?
I was thinking Zoe Saldana, but you'll do, but not right away. Maybe after Zoe Saldana and Tella Beltop, those 2 faces. Beltop is actually way more beautiful than Zoe Saldana, but Zoe is actually way more famous. So that she should be like the new face for Haiti, and to get and not only that, she's done some kick-ass movies too. And she could just say, "Look, guys, pipe down. I could bring Hollywood. We could make a movie here. I could produce a movie here. If you just shut the fuck up and get off the streets." Because everybody wants to have a movie made in their town, so they can point to that bar and say, who ate that in that bar? Bob De Niro. We call him Bob De Niro. He had ice cream there.
Bob. I don't like having movies made in my town. We had
You do. You're just saying that because you weren't invited to be in it. But if they had shot Car Wash in your town, wait a minute, you were in Car Wash.
I was in Car Wash, and that was my town at the time. But
yeah, see, you do like it.
I didn't. Well, I was 16 at the time, so that's a whole different.
Oh, there's a 16-year-old in all of us. Sometimes it's consensual.
But when they shot "Leave the World Behind," Julia Roberts and Ethan Hawke here, I did not like it because they caused a traffic jam on my way to the dispensary, and that was before white weed. I was still on green weed at the time, but they made it really hard to get to my dispensary, so I did not like it. I did not like it.
That's the exception that proves the rule. If it weren't for your weed, it's like that thing. If it weren't for that, was that how that book started? If it weren't for the pipe or something,
that horse, I never would have went to college.
Right. If it weren't for that weed, I would never have hated that movie.
Right. Well, the movie sucked anyway. Did you see the movie? Have you seen
I don't watch anything with Ethan Hawke in it by default.
Were even Training Day?
What's that?
Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah.
Denzel Washington.
I don't watch movies with Denzel in it either.
Really?
Oh.
Denzel, I would think Denzel's one of the greatest actors in American film history, I think.
I don't think so. I think the greatest actor in American history is my wife, because she's been acting like she loves me for 20 years and she has not once killed me. She's convinced everybody that I'm like a lovable person. She's the greatest.
You haven't even found out she fakes her orgasms yet.
Oh, she can't fake those. I put real orgasms in there. I put in the work.
Now let's talk a little bit about this weed thing. I love weed.
Me too. Weed's great.
Not me. I spent half my yesterday in the yard gardening, getting those weeds out of the yard.
You're such an old man.
They make my flowers look crappy.
They want the federal government is bringing weed off of the category where it was in heroin and whatever. All these
right.
Now it's legal in so many states. So basically, all these states are legalizing something that they thought was
as dangerous as heroin, or
No. The states know that they're not as dangerous as heroin. The federal government just wouldn't take it off of the Schedule 1 list, which is why a lot of people had trouble with the banking and the financing and stuff like that. So, but once the government, and that's all they've been asking for, they weren't even asking for the government to legalize it. They were just asking the government for years to stop treating it like heroin and treat it like alcohol. That's all they've been asking for.
Because it's still on the drug it's a less or they want to make it considered a less dangerous drug. It's not a drug at all.
Well, I'm just saying, but at least it's like the compromise. It's like the compromise, because you got too many people that stick so far up their ass they'll never agree to that. But knock it down to like a Schedule 3 so research is easier, financing is easier, stuff like that.
All right, you being the Biden apologist that you are, do you have any issue with his position? Because his position is that it should remain illegal everywhere.
I don't know what his position is. I'm not an apologist. I don't know what his position is on weed, but if that's his position, then he's wrong.
It's just embarrassing that it's taking this long to do this. It's between these stodgy old men and you're like, ooh, pot leads to everything. And alcohol is readily available, and alcohol fucking destroys people's lives every day. But
alcohol has people driving through houses and buildings and stuff.
Yeah,
I'm sure that woman in Las Cruces, 67-year-old woman, I haven't been there. I can't say that I've done a blood test on her, but I would bet Steven's wheelchair on her being drunk when she did that.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not going to knock alcohol, because if it weren't for beer goggles, I probably wouldn't have had half the sex I had.
That's fair. That's a really good argument.
Why you don't like looking at your hand?
Can't stand it. So as that one hand has to hold the beer.
Okay.
And the other hand holds the empty jug, and that's when the sex really gets fun. With the empty mug, it's like, I can't get the whole thing in there. Just a tip.
Since every time we don't have a guest or a guest comes late or something, I forget to do commercials. I should do a commercial, even though I didn't have one planned for today. So I'm going to make it really quick. I'm going to do a very quick down and dirty commercial here. Down and dirty. Where are you, down and dirty?
Oh, that's the lady with the Mile High Club.
Club helps me stay stoned all the time. I get everything I need to enjoy my weed. I love to get nice sucking on a big hard bong. What are you waiting for? The link is in the description. With over 1 million top quality smoking products sold, and with a growing base of over 10,000 monthly subscribers worldwide, we deliver the ultimate smoking experience. Did I mention that I like to fuck when I'm stoned? Click me now, baby.
Click me now, baby. She could be a reporter for this is news, today's daily newscast with Alan AI Edwards. He should have actually made his name. Now I think about it, his initials should be AI. Alan Edwards would be better.
It probably was AI, but they used a lowercase L. Uppercase I, and it looked like an L to them, depending on the font.
No, the AI, Alan, but I mean, Edwards should have been something that begins with an I. That's what I'm saying. So it
is. They don't spell Edwards with an E. It's Edwards with an I.
Edwards.
Yeah, it's Edwards.
Would you guys, do you care about today in history at all? Or you don't really care? You don't care.
We can.
I'm doing
Today in history.
Who does the voice in that? That's a strange. The voice just sounds just not.
I think it was retarded sissy.
Oh well, that got me. Well, that just got me bricked up.
You need to replace that voice with a different retarded sissy.
All right. Well, we didn't
today in history
for retarded sissy wanted. Didn't get any response. Maybe because they couldn't read.
Could that be a T-shirt?
Yeah. Today in 1974, Vice President Spiro Agnew was disbarred for tax evasion. And I was thinking about this the other day. Do you think Nixon had him or Ford had him set up?
because they could smell the Nixon removal coming. Smell that?
I don't think they didn't set him up. That investigation started probably, I mean, because he was from Baltimore, or the Baltimore. He was.
Right, he's
yeah.
a Maryland guy.
Yeah,
Maryland.
Maryland. He's a Maryland guy. Yeah, because my fourth grade teacher actually used to teach him also. And as a matter of fact, that's in the beginning. I thought that. Matter of fact, she used to say to me a lot. She used to say, "You remind me of Spiro Agnew." She said, "You should be a lawyer." And you remind me a lot of Spiro Agnew when he was a kid. And once he grew up to be that kind of person, I was like, oh my God, did my fourth grade teacher hate me that much?
Well, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that he wasn't guilty or that the crime was manufactured, but lots of those guys cheat on their taxes and all that stuff. I think it just feels weird that.
Oh, it was worse than cheat on his taxes. It was way worse than that.
Well,
he had a pay for play scheme going on where if bills and policies going by him, you had to pay him. You had to give him cash. The man was being paid to govern.
Wow.
It wasn't just tax evasion. Tax evasion was like the least. That was probably what they settled on to get him to resign and also to agree not to run for public office. But it was deep corruption. I mean, what he did and what he agreed to say he did, two totally different things.
All right.
Which is why they should have gotten Trump out of there. They should have said to Trump, look, these are the 99 things we have on you. If you would just plead to these two and agree not to run, we will keep you out of jail.
Never happened.
I'm just saying, but they never made that offer to him. Or maybe they did. I don't know.
Maybe they just know that there's no way he would ever admit to any. He would not admit to like parking ticket or something.
He would if he thought it would get him votes. He would, because he admitted to January 6th. He admitted to stealing the documents from the White House. You know, he admits those things because it helps him with his base. But cheating on his wife while she's just had a kid or while she was pregnant with a kid.
Well, he admitted to taking documents, but he still doesn't admit they're against the law. That's against the law. He says.
Well, his position is trifold. I did it. It's legal. But if it's not legal, it's okay because I was president and I can do what I want and be immune from it. See, that's his thing. No, that's
bifold. Is there one more part of that I?
There's another fold, yeah, but you don't want to get up in that fold. That's really ugly. We're talking. We don't even talk about that fold. I'm sorry for mentioning it.
Okay. Today, the Nazis surrendered to Russia in Berlin. That's big news on this day in history.
That is big news. Yeah,
they should surrender again. The Nazis need to surrender again, but they need to surrender to us.
Yeah. On this day in history in 1960, Dick Clark was acquitted of payola charges. Now, payola, that's weird because in the day it was like a big scandal and a crime, and people went to jail for it, and now it's like out in the open. People daily. I get stuff to pay to have stuff, offers to pay stuff to be on the radio every single day. It's like they don't even hide it anymore. Payola is like, I think it's still a crime, but it's a crime that people don't even want to try to hide. Like, I guess like weed smoking in some of the states where it's still legal.
Well, maybe there's nobody around maybe there's only like one guy to enforce the laws for all of the country. And they know he'll never get around to it.
Yeah.
Because that's how certain parties will get around things. They'll say, okay, you can have your share. He just has a $1 budget.
Right. GM bought Chevrolet on this day in what year was it? 1918. General Motors bought Chevrolet. You don't care about that news.
Oh, dang.
Well, yeah. Senator Joseph McCarthy died on this day.
Who's Senator who?
Joseph McCarthy, 1957, which was still like almost in the height of McCarthyism. It wasn't like I think 1955 were the blacklist scandals and hearings and all that stuff, the communist Red Scare, and then just 2 years later he was dead. Why can't I'm going to bring this up yesterday with Hitler's suicide. Like, Trump likes Hitler so much, he wanted to emulate him. I mean, consider that this is a good day to off yourself. But
well, Trump also doesn't know a lot about Hitler. He just knows that he was an authoritarian and stuff like that. He doesn't. He knows like he knows like it's not even a Reader's Digest or Cliff Notes version. He has like the highlights from some Nazi film or something. Because he was talking to one of his I think it was General. No, damn, I can't remember the general. He was Mad Dog. I think it was a general he called Mad Dog.
Mad Dog,
maybe.
Yeah.
I think that I could be wrong. Y'all can fact check me and let me know which one it was. But he was saying to him, that you guys are not loyal to me. You guys aren't loyal to me like Hitler's generals are loyal to him.
Right.
And he had to say to Trump, well, Hitler's generals actually tried to assassinate him. And Trump was like, I don't think so. Are you sure? It's like, yeah, it's a known. Yeah, they tried to kill him. So Trump doesn't know enough about Hitler to fill a thimble.
Oh, all right. And one last thing I wanted to bring up: Osama bin Laden was killed by U.S. forces. And I was looking through my Facebook memories, and I was ranting on this, like, they should have really had a directive to try to bring him back alive. I don't think that was part of it. It was like, you kill him. But I would have liked it. I think it would have been better for everything if they would have brought him back alive and got him. Nobody would have, the conspiracy people probably wouldn't have bought a confession from him, but at least admit that he was behind the whole thing to silence some of the, was an inside job. And he could have been involved and still be an inside job. But at least, because we don't have him actually confessing to the crime ever. And that, I think that, it's like anything. You bring him back alive. Alive. I want him alive. And they didn't. But people were attacking me for even saying that. Oh yeah, bring him back and then kill him. Electrocute him, or whatever. Execute him. I'm not a death penalty guy, but in any case, even in that case, but I am a confessional guy. Like, bring him back and beat a confession out of him, and then do what you want with him. That's all.
I am a death penalty guy. I don't mind the death penalty.
How about every time they make a mistake, though? How many? Where is there any line that where?
I don't like the idea they make mistakes. That's why my policy would work. There wouldn't be any mistakes.
So you two sissies are gonna fight it out here. You and Ron.
No, Ron and I get along too well to fight it out.
I think it should have a cage death match between you.
Are you kidding? I love Ron. Matter of fact, I just pulled one of his mustache hairs off my tongue yesterday.
I think that was a pubic hair.
Yeah, definitely a pube.
Well, I didn't say what part of the body the mustache hair came from.
It would have been
cheating
someone
on
else. But I'm just smooth as a kitten down there.
But Ron, let's go back to your position on the death penalty. You know that a lot of mistakes are made, right? There have been plenty of people convicted who were not guilty.
Oh, yeah, but those are mostly minorities.
Yeah.
But there's also people who are guilty that have gotten away with it. So it evens out.
OJ.
I figure if you kill somebody or you're diddling a kid and that's it. You're done.
Yeah.
You had your chance.
Rape.
What if you didn't do it and 12 people just say you did, and you're going to trust 12 idiots on a jury to say, okay, your life is over? And they could be Stephen and GD. I mean, not very nice people.
I leave tire tracks everywhere, so if I did something, you'd know it.
Right.
And every case is different, but for somebody to kill multiple people than just to rot away in jail, I don't think they even deserve that.
Especially the ones that confess to doing it.
Well,
like if you confess to doing it,
thank you.
Like if you
not
confess,
everybody confesses for real though.
I had a guy.
Yeah, that's true. But
Jeffrey, he was 16 years old. he was browbeaten by cops into a confession. He was 16 years old, and one of these kids was like, a weird kid, and not very social. It was very socially awkward. There was a murder, a young girl and two of her children, a single mom and two of her children, raped and murdered in a park. They cops took him along and said, "We're just, want to act like a cop, be a cop for a day and come along for a ride and help us solve the murder." And they were using him, and basically eventually took him in without any lawyer, without his parents knowing about it, held him for 24 hours, filled him full of coffee. A 16-year-old kid who never drank coffee, all caffeinated, told him, "You're never going home again unless you sign this confession. If you sign this confession, we'll let you go home." Of course, that was all bullshit. Then, so they had a confession. They convicted him. The DNA evidence exonerated him after he spent 16 years in prison, raped a bunch of times. But you had a confession, you had all that stuff. The guy still went to jail. He was not guilty.
And that man grew up to be Idris Elba's. So it turned out okay.
It didn't turn out okay.
I would say that's bad policing, and that does not surprise me because policing isn't great. But how many times have people have just gotten away with shit because they're like in groups? And I mean, there's always going to be there's goods and bads to everything. And I'm sure, like, if you kill somebody, that's it. You're done. I'm sorry.
If you didn't kill somebody in the state, in that case, if the death penalty was enforced in New York, that guy would have been fried. An innocent kid who was completely innocent gets fried for no reason. The state killing him now.
Then why aren't we talking about the police then and their terrible procedures just to force somebody?
I brought that. The cops, the judge, everybody, the prosecutor were all dirty in this, but they didn't pay any price at all. But still, that doesn't justify the state, which is us killing, because now we're all guilty of murder. We just killed that innocent kid. So the entire state should be executed then, under that logic. If you kill somebody, you should be killed.
Yeah.
Oui.
It's the same if you're it's the same like if you diddle a kid too, Actually, I think the death penalty in some cases is not hard enough. I feel like we should, like, especially if somebody diddles a kid, I think you maybe saw their arms off, then throw them in a pit of salt and see what happens.
With a big horny gay guy to come after him and chase him around.
No, I think
I say you take a poker, a fireplace poker, and you burn one, and you heat one end so it's red hot, and you stick the cool end right up their ass. And so when they try to pull it out, they grab the hot end and just melt their fingers off. That's
fucked up, GD. Fucked up. Jeez.
I'm just saying.
I don't appreciate your position here. I think if I caught somebody red-handed doing it, I would be glad to do that myself. It's the fact that there's so many, juries get it wrong a lot. Court cases get it wrong. Cops get it wrong. And so we can't be and to kill one innocent person would be, you're against murder. If killing one innocent person would be bad enough, but the fact that this happens so many times, the Innocent Project, I believe, has gotten as exonerated thousands and thousands and thousands of people who were wrongly convicted. You would have them all dead.
Well, like I said, it's not a perfect process, and that's still
not even close. It's not even a good. Forget about perfect. It's not even a good process.
Well, the reason I'm so passionate about this because, like, my biological father, he was murdered. He was murdered right in front of my mom, and he murdered several people. And my dad wasn't the first one. He shot my dad right in front of my mom while she was still pregnant with me. And he was wanted for a couple murders, a couple rapes, and he just kind of rotted in jail. That's what he did. And
I have a similar situation. My godmother, who was really the closest thing to I ever had to a mother, was murdered. She was part of a case called the North Hollywood murders where this group of 4 crackheads were abducting people. She was abducted in broad daylight at an ATM at noon. She on her lunch break at an ATM, held hostage for 4 days, finally dumped out of a car, shot in the head on the side of the freeway. So I understand. I get it. I get you want those people to pay the price. The point is not that. Yeah, sure, if we're absolutely positive and you can be no wrong, but the system itself is wrong more than it's right. More than it's right.
Yeah,
People get
maybe,
convicted.
and maybe it is, but at the same time, you still need that penalty, and some people deserve that penalty, no matter, you know, if you give them due process, I'm fine with that. But if they deserve it, they deserve it. Like my really good friend, his mom and his aunt were killed. They were both murdered by his mom's ex boyfriend. They had a fight. They had broken up, and Sandy had moved her sister in with her like a month or so before that because she was having some mental health issues, and she moved her in. But this guy decided to come back. He brought a gun, went into the kitchen, shot Bessie. Sandy was upstairs. She heard it. She got her gun, and he went upstairs, and they had a gunfight. And they both unloaded their guns. Sandy died there. When they finally did a wellness check because they hadn't heard from their mom, the police found Bessie, in the kitchen, and they found Sandy upstairs, and he was still alive. Somehow he was still alive, and they took him. They arrested him, obviously, and during his trial, when they had that, he said that he had stage 4 cancer. He revealed like he had stage 4 cancer, and the district attorney come back and told them, it's like, we're just going to ask for the a life sentence, because if you ask for the death penalty in this case, the jury may find him sympathetic because he has cancer, and they won't do anything. So they went after a life sentence. And they got it, and he did die eventually in jail.
I'm not sure I would buy that logic. I would, the jury might say he's dying anyway, and he's never going to make all the appeals. Sure, we'll find him guilty. It doesn't matter whether they're asking for the death penalty at all. He's not going to live to see the death penalty.
Now, I get that, but that's what the district attorney told them, is like, we're just going to go after the life sentence, because if you go after that death penalty, the jury will see that.
I think that district attorney was I don't know.
The jury sees it as like, they could see it as like piling on, like, oh, he has stage 4 cancer and you want to kill him. I'd be like, yeah,
all it takes is one.
Yeah, it's yeah. It's a Tuesday afternoon. Let's get this moved on.
Yeah, all we're doing actually, there's no chance he's ever going to get killed because he's going to die anyway. So
and
might as well.
Yeah, and I see what you're saying, Matt, and I do agree with you in some instance. Like, the person does need due process, and there have been people that have been wrongly executed that should not have been. But when you have clear-cut cases where it's obvious that person did something, like, why are we wasting time?
No, but we are wasting time anyway. I mean, that's again, if I walked in in the middle of the act and caught the guy red-handed, I have no problem beating him to death myself. But
not with your frail muscles at your age.
Well, I'm not. Who could have done it? Actually, yes. That's a good point. Today, I wouldn't be able to beat up a sissy like you. Are we keeping track of my sissy count today?
I think you're at like 14.
14 sissies.
Yeah.
All right. Do we have any other crap to talk about, like entertainment news, daily observances, any of this kind of stuff, or no? There's nothing going on.
Well, Ron does have his entertainment news. He does.
I do have that, and I'm sure Steven's got
anything happening in entertainment, but that's fine.
Yeah. So what do you want? what do you want to do first? The observances?
Yeah, let's do the observances first, because
Okay.
that will give people some nap time. They'll come back from with a little energy.
All right, let's see here.
Want some music for this?
Sure.
Daily observance music. How about this for background music? Okay, yeah. That's your background music. Wait, we actually
I'm your teacher, and I find you attractive.
Thank you. Oh man,
that Slim Lady would have played that one. I find you attractive. That's what the real Slim Lady would have played that one.
My brother just turned 90 today. Where he is? He's in North Carolina, probably North Carolina, or near Raleigh.
Happy birthday, Mad Dog.
I got no, he's not 90. The temperature is 90.
Oh, I thought you said your brother hit 90.
I think I got 55 is where I am. 90. I would take 90.
Yeah, I thought did your brother hit 90? Oh.
No, I don't think he's gonna hit 90. He's had stage 4 cancer for 90 years.
Oh, jeez. All right, so today's observances: National Brothers and Sisters Day. So if you got siblings out there, make sure you reach out and say hello.
I'm an only child.
Yeah, me too. Boo.
No.
Fucking losers. All right, that's fine.
That's because they all died.
I will be an only child soon enough.
Oh my goodness.
Now you know my joy, Matt. Now you know the anticipation is it's like one day I get to be the only child.
It is Harry Potter Day.
What is
So
that
for those of you in the wizarding world,
Oh, that kind of Potter. Oh,
Harry Potter Day on May 2nd brings merriment to Potterheads around the world.
I thought you meant like Hairy.
No, the then UK Prime Minister David Cameron declared this day an official international holiday to honor the literary work of J.K. Rowling, who has since then been canceled. So,
what is that trans? What is that?
Yeah, she doesn't like trans people. That's her thing.
Radical feminist. Right?
Now that's weird because she did all that wizardry stuff when all those people were changing bodies all over the place, but she doesn't like trans people, and that was like one of the features of her wizardry world.
Yeah. But
yes.
Be consistent. But, hey, who am I talking about consistency? I'm very with that. He's a sissy.
Today is also International Scurvy Awareness Day. So cut open those oranges, folks. That's right.
Scurvy awareness.
That's right.
Arr, eat your vitamin C. Arr.
Now, are you aware of scurvy? I mean, get me hip to what scurvy is. Is it contagious? Talk to me about scurvy.
Scurvy is a vitamin C deficiency, I think, right? Where it ends up making you. It ends up making you. Doesn't it make you sick? Like deathly ill.
You think your teeth fall out. You grow earphones on the side of your head. You shit your head, lose your scalp hair, and your beard grows in reddish.
Oh shit! I got scurvy.
Scurvy awareness.
Yeah, I think so. You need to eat some vitamin C.
Well, here we go. Wait, people may experience pain in the muscles, whole body fatigue, fever, loss of appetite.
I got scurvy.
Yep,
same.
Bleeding gums or tooth loss, rashes or red spots. Also common, bruising, coiled hair, failure to thrive.
That sounds like abuse now. That just sounds like a child raised in a poor family.
It does. That sounds horrible.
Basically, I don't want any more awareness days because now I know I got it. And I was fine not being aware. Now I know I got it. I'm gonna be all nervous.
Suck on an orange.
I'm gonna be a big fucking sissy about it.
15. All right. Today is also National Byron Day. So to my buddy Byron in Kamloops, Canada, happy Byron Day, buddy.
Byron get it?
I think you're misreading that. I think it's either Byron or Byron. Byron.
Byron.
Yeah.
Actually, it's bi space Ron, as in bisexual. So, but no one's surprised there. So,
Hey, it's 2024. You can't kink shame anybody.
That's true. That's true. In fact, the child in me is scared to be in the same room as G.D. Fenderson. So
Yeah, like if I want to blow two guys right now, I'll do it. Come here, guys.
Like I said, if there's a child in you, I hope it's consensual.
Well, all right. Today is also the National Day of Reason. So for the atheists out there, for the secular folks, happy holiday.
Can we talk about that for a second?
Yeah.
All right, for a second. There was some guy I follow on YouTube. Saying, the one question atheists can't. He's an atheist, and he makes the case for atheism. But he said it's a one question atheists can't answer, but I can. And the question is, if Christianity is man-made, why is it against all the things that men enjoy? I haven't listened to his answer, but that's an intriguing question. If say this about any religion, if religion was invented by people, why does it shut down all the stuff that people really like?
Because they want to keep you in control. And what better way to keep you from getting distracted than to make you think that everything you do is going to send you to hell?
But if I like to fuck, just say, I like to fuck sheep or something. Why would I make it against God's law so that now I'm a bad guy?
But you're not the one who wrote that law. It's other men who want to control you.
Oh, so
the ones that want all the sheep for themselves.
Right? Yeah, because they're still fucking the sheep. They just don't want you to fuck the sheep.
They're still fucking the sheep. But so if they were sheep fuckers, then they made that rule against what they don't like to do. They're hoping you don't find out. Is that
yeah, or they're fucking the sheep so that you don't have to.
Yep.
It's like a cult leader. It's like, we're fucking all the women so that you don't have to. You can stay pure. I will take your sins. I will be impure for all of you.
I'll listen to the answer tonight and see if I can. But it seems like an interesting question to me. Like, why would we make all the cool stuff a sin? Not that sheep fucking is a cool stuff. I couldn't think of anything that was really a cool thing.
And that's what popped into your head.
That's what yes.
Because that's not what would have popped into my head.
When I think of organized religion and all these people who were like gung ho about it, that's definitely what pops into my head. Sheep fuckers.
Okay. All right.
Oh man.
All right. Do we have any more?
National Play Your Ukulele Day.
I hate that. We should do away with that immediately. I hate. Yep. Now I know there's one or two people where you people who actually make it sound like a musical instrument, but to me, we got bagpipes and ukuleles like neck and neck in the things I want to get rid of.
I think bagpipes are badass, especially when they're used in like heavy metal music. Oh yeah.
Because I knew a guy who played ukulele in a progressive rock band. Their band was called Scaparande, and they had a pretty decent ukulele player.
Now, Steven, give me an example of that, this heavy metal bagpipe playing. I'm not going to listen.
Korn.
Korn?
Hmm?
They use bagpipes in heavy metal? Do they
regularly
use it boxes and stuff, or no? Just straight?
Just regular guitar, bass, drums, lead singer, and then the lead singer will whip out the bagpipes.
No effects on the bagpipe. It's straight bagpipe.
Straight bagpipes.
Or probably even more than Korn would be probably like the Dropkick Murphys.
Oh yeah. Good call. Yeah, that's another one. Yeah. But that kind of rounds it out.
Whiskey in the jar or something. But
no, going back to Boston.
I'm not buying it. I'll listen, but I don't think they could.
Yeah,
I
look
think
up
if
Dropkick
you have the
Murphys.
bagpipe, it would still be good.
There's the one song that comes to mind with Korn is "Chutes and Ladders." It's a song that is completely made out of nursery rhymes that all have like really dark backstories, and starts with the bagpipes. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
almost all nursery rhymes have a really dark. That was
right.
Yeah.
But it means though that the music is okay, despite the bagpipes. It's not like made better by the bagpipes.
Maybe you just have to listen, and I'd like to hear your.
I'll listen, and then I will give the death penalty to anybody who disagrees.
Okay, I will send you the link, and then afterwards we can talk about how you're going to take me out afterwards.
Lethal injection. I'm very humane about it.
Okay, if it's going to be lethal injection, can you at least inject me with some fun stuff first?
Yeah, all right.
Cool.
It
All
was
right.
fried as fucking butter pizza.
No, I don't want whatever was coming out of that dude's mouth. No. I meant like like heroin or something. Don't this. No.
Oh, look at that! It's time to say goodbye to Gubs already, and I know
Bye,
they're
Gubs.
looking forward to entertainment news.